Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Wednesday, May 20th, 2020. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. You'll see here that we had a rejection of the previous session's low and close right in after hours trading, right when the open of the after hours trading began, and price immediately rallied and from there continued higher toward the previous session's midpoint. Remember, yesterday we saw some selling pressure late in the day, which exacerbated this rejection tail at the previous month's high. And now what we have seen is price rally back to and beyond that midpoint, but is now sitting right around that 29.55 to 29.60 zone. That's the zone that was rejected each of the last 2 days. And we're now back at that area again. Keep an eye on 29.60. If price cannot get through 29.60, that may begin to open up a pullback here. And if price fails to hold the previous session's midpoint, which is the 29.45 quarters, 45s, that could begin to see some sort of weakness here the rest of the session. But again, through 29.60 opens up quite a bit more upside. And if price is going to find acceptance through the previous session's midpoint of 45 quarter, then 9 times out of 10 you take out that high either that day or over the course of the next day or two. So again, this midpoint is going to be very, very important today. Watch 45s here. Keep an eye on 29.60 for additional continuation or for signs of rejection. Any rejection at 29.60 and a failure at 29.45 opens up perhaps a pullback as deep as 28.68. which is the midpoint of this impulse rally we've seen here, and then perhaps a move all the way across the range toward the bottom of this range. We have 29.60 as support and 29.70 as resistance. So again, keep an eye on that zone. All right, let's take a look now at the NQ. The NQ right now showing similar signs of behavior here, but has already pushed to the previous session's high right there. Previous session's high. The tail here. So the previous session's high here, 94.17. Today's high is 94.11, so right into that zone. And we have kind of a 3-day range that is developed up there, 2-day range right in this area here, and we're right at those highs. Each time we've been at a new high here, we have rotated back down. New high, we rotated back down. Here's a new high again. A new high at 9,400 will re-rotate back down towards, say, 9,100. That'll put us right back toward the previous month's high. We've been chopping around that zone. That's a good 300 handle move if we were to pull back. Again, 9,400 very important. A breakthrough 9,300 starts to open up that downside. 9,300, 92.75. That really starts to open up the downside toward 9,100. And again, any pullback still is a buying opportunity until proven otherwise. All right, let's take a look. Lastly, if we do push through 9,400, that's a key zone. You're starting to push through the previous session's high, and that opens up quite a bit of upside here, of clear air to the upside. All right, let's take a look now at crude oil. Crude oil here, we have a really good range that has developed on the intraday time frame. In the previous session, that range gives us a well-defined high and low. So basically it's almost yesterday's high and low. That impulse range gives us a nice move here to continue higher toward the 34.59s on a short-term basis, 34.59, and then perhaps higher toward that 35 target, which is the previous month's high. We've mentioned before, after breaking through that narrow 7-day range, that we could see quite a bit of movement ahead, as much as 9.5 points. And from the breakout from this low, we have a little bit more to grab that target there at 35s here. But it's been a very, very good solid breakout move. We now have a nice compression here, a refueling, if you will. And now if price starts to push through that 33, it opens up the last couple of handles into 35s. So continue to watch for a continuation higher. Right now we are seeing a little bit of strength out of that 2-day pattern on the intraday time frame, which could suggest that we may be on our way higher pretty soon. All right, let's take a look lastly at gold futures. Now with gold futures, this one again has shown trading range behavior for quite some time. We have the wider range here. We compressed into the smaller range here. In the previous couple of sessions ago, we did have a bearish outside bar reversal, and now we're starting to show signs of a failed high today. So price getting above yesterday's high and then starting to pull back. That is early signs of weakness. This is also at the midpoint of the outside bar that it had a couple of days ago. Again, it's having trouble. 1765 big time, or 1760 big time level, 1754, 1765. That whole zone has been resistance here, not just in the current wave, but in multiple waves prior. And each time we have rotated back down toward the bottom edge of the range, which in this case is 1675, right there, 1675. That could be the next target here if price cannot stay above 1754. So failure to hold 1754 suggests a bit more pullback. We still have an uptrending market, so the bias is still up, but that doesn't mean we can't see a counter trend rotation before the next bounce occurs. So again, keeping an eye on this market right now. Above 1765 really opens it up to the upside again. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.